Good morning, Jaguar Nation. This is Natalie Galt with JNN's The Central, here to keep you in the know. With Christmas just around the corner, it seems as if some Mississippians are kicking their New Year's resolutions off early by participating in the Children's Cancer Center annual fundraiser, the Jingle Bell Jog. Here's Mary Ellis Cravey with more.
On December 2nd, the Jingle Bell Jog was held in the front parking lot at Madison Central. Sponsored by the Southern Ag Credit, the Jingle Bell Jog is hosted to raise money for Batson's Children's Cancer Center. I am here with...
I'm Andrew Ritter.
Andrew Ritter, can you tell us a little bit about your connection with the Jingle Bell Jog?
Yeah, so I work for Southern Ag Credit, and I'm a loan officer there. We basically, what we do is we finance anything outside the city limits, hunting land, farmland, timberland, as well as agricultural operations. So about 7 years ago, we had the opportunity to step in and put on this race, the Jingle Bell Jog, and what we call Fit for Ag. And so we came into this role, and it's just been an unbelievable experience. We've done everything from setup. We put up cones, we do the water stations, we provide the food, all the advertising, and we've handled that from start to finish. And just seeing it grow over the past 7 years has been a true blessing. And over those 7 years, we've now been able to donate over $100,000 to Batson.
Here's what Dr. Gail Megason had to say about this run. I am here with...
Dr. Gail Megason. I'm the director of the Children's Cancer Center.
Okay, and I have a few questions for you. Why do you think so many people have come and decided to run the Jingle Bell Jog?
So obviously running is very popular now. Lots of people run races, and so we tried to capture that. But if you went and looked at all of these people that are out here, many of them have a personal connection to the clinic.
Well, I have a different story. Unfortunately, my little girl passed from leukemia right after Hurricane Katrina. She was 23 months old. This purple represents her first words, so I come out to support her.
How does the Jingle Bell Jog affect the Children's Cancer Center?
So the Jingle Bell Jog helps us raise money for things at the center that benefit the children and their families. Sometimes it's very practical things like wheelchairs. Sometimes it's prizes for the prize box, special Band-Aids, things that directly go on or for the children. It depends on, it just helps us meet needs that unfortunately the state budget does not allow for.
I wanted to ask y'all why y'all decided to come out and run today.
Well, we are, the three of us, myself, Kathy, and Jessica, are teachers at Batson Children's Hospital, and we just decided to come out and support our kids.
I actually teach in the oncology clinic at Batson, and I just wanted to support our clinic.
Kind of the same for me, having working at Batson for about 4 years now in the hematology oncology department. I think it's important that we show up and support our kids and the family of the patients that come out as well.
Hi, I'm one of the school teachers, and I just wanted to support Batson. I love the kids and I love to run, so what better way to do that than today?
Thank you, Mary Ellis. One of the things that many students associate with the cold December weeks that precede the 2-week-long break that starts on Friday the 15th is exams. And needless to say that this year, the students have a lot to say.
My favorite part about school is that every day I get to come and learn something new. I have a thirst for knowledge, and my understanding of the world is so narrow, and every day my goal when I come here is to broaden it.
I guess my favorite part of school is lunch, because I get to hang out with my friends. Break's pretty cool too, yeah.
My favorite part about school is being made fun of.
You suck! You know, I just love trying to be as involved as possible. I try to go and be a part of as many clubs as possible, try to go to all the games, love being around my fellow students and peers, and just anything that I can do to help.
What is my least favorite thing about school? Probably teacher pay. I think that they are way overcompensated for their jobs. I don't think they're deserving of that amount of money.
Well, I think it's stupid that I don't have like a planning period like teachers do. I mean, they literally get paid to sit there. Like, seriously.
I guess if I had to choose a least favorite part of school, it would be that teachers get paid way too much.
I think the teachers get paid way too much. They just have way too much money and they kind of flaunt it sometimes, but I don't know.
Every day I walk into school and I see all these teachers wearing extravagant clothes with their name brands, and they don't need that much money. They go and spend their money on frivolous things. They need the bare minimum to come teach their students all of the facts and knowledge of the world. They don't need to be wearing Michael Kors boots.
Aren't you a little old to be a student?
Well, I mean, I failed a couple of grades, but maybe if the teachers were better, I wouldn't have.
Have you guys seen all the useless stuff they have? Like, really? A R2-D2 cookie pot? Do you really need that?
I mean, have you guys been out to the parking lot? There's like a whole line of them. There's like these extravagant cars that I don't think I could afford in my whole lifetime. It's actually insane, and they just get paid too much.
So I heard that the students were complaining about teacher pay, and I was like, finally, someone understands the struggle. Because it's so hard to live and work in this world as a teacher, because they barely pay you anything. You can barely afford food. All I eat is peanut butter. And it's good, but it's not really that good. So, I mean, I'd like to...
Actually, the students were saying that you make too much money.
What?
We as the student body have come together to protest these unfair wages and to petition the head administrator to decrease teacher pay in order to realign their interests to the education of future generations.
Quote, I've actually given this some thought, and I think this is a great idea.
I don't really know why they cut the budget. I was already having a hard enough time, feeding myself and having, more than 2 sets of clothes to wear every day. I've had to get rid of some of my favorite belongings, like, chairs and furniture, cooking devices. But I'm making it. My students and I like them. They're mostly good individuals, people that I think will develop into grown people. But they don't really seem to like me all that much, and I'm not really sure why. I bake them cookies and pasta, and they just seem to hate everything that I do. Don't really feel appreciated much, and that's hard because I put a lot of effort into teaching them. So the students were saying that we were making too much money. So I thought I'd make a PowerPoint showing them, in fact, teachers don't get paid a lot. But the school took away my MacBook and they gave me this. And it only really operates on Windows 98, and they've removed all the programs except for Microsoft Paint. So I had to make a Paint presentation. I'm not really sure where I'm going to be in a few months, but I really hope that it's in a better place.
JNN would like to extend a special thank you to the teachers who have made not just this mockumentary regarding teacher pay, but our news network possible. We really do appreciate all that you do and hope that one day America will learn to give those who prepare the future of their nation their due. Until then, they might just have to do with getting their own brew. Some of the students at Madison Central have commemorated their most favorite teacher with their own drink at a local coffee shop. Here's John Walker Webb to spill the beans.
So the big question about Madison Central is, do students like coffee here?
Absolutely. Every morning I see large numbers of students coming into the commons, into the cafeteria with coffee.
I don't know if every student's heard this, but I know before I was at Madison Central, I was aware of a very famous drink that was named after you. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, I don't know how famous it is. It just has become a thing. Every morning when I drive through, I get the exact same thing. It's a large mocha with hazelnut flavoring, no whip, 2% milk, and it has an extra shot of espresso. So a large has 4 shots. And then students would ask me at school, Mr. Hackman, what do you drink every day? And I'd say, well, they call it a Hackman. And it evolved into being called the Hackman. And I understand that on average they sell 30 or 40 of them every morning.
Really? Mr. Hackman told us about the history of the Hackman at Mocha Mugs. But there's only one way to truly experience this drink, and that's going to be to try it. Can we get 2 large Hackmans?
Sure. Can I get you your frappe hot?
Trip to Mocha Mugs led to discovery. It turns out there's not 1, but 2 ways to get the Hackman. And now we're going to try.
Ooh, I really like that.
I like it very much.
That's really good.
It's really sweet.
It's really sweet.
It's very sweet.
It's really sweet. A little bit bitter.
It does have a little bit of a bitter taste to it.
I don't see what they were talking about bitter. I think it's perfect.
Whoa, that is very sweet. Now, I understand where people say it's sweet. A little too sweet for me. But overall, I think you should go try the Hackman.
Thanks, John Walker. With Madison Central's amazing football season coming to a close, we'll join Gene Kronk as he takes us beyond the sidelines to see what exactly has our football attendance rates down this season.
In the past decade, the high school sports world has seen a drastic decline in attendance. Although high school sports programs around the nation have continued to compete and see the same successes as they have for decades, fan attendance and viewership have continued to decrease each year. In the past 3 years alone, Madison Central varsity football attendance has decreased by over 50%. When fans disappear from the stands, programs become weaker. Not only do ticket sales decrease dramatically, causing a lack of funds for athlete development, but also the lack of fan support and morale at each varsity athletic event takes its toll on the attitude of the team. Tasked with the issue of finding a solution to the growing problem, Madison Central's athletic department, led by Anthony Hart and Celeste Bramlett, partnered with the Madison Central Academy of Multimedia and Communication, led by David Kress. Together, they decided to implement a streaming service to live stream 5 varsity sports. The implementation of the streaming service, funded mostly by Madison Central's Big Blue Booster Club and its corporate sponsors, has been a tremendous success. The implementation of streaming has not only allowed Madison Central to reach broader audiences, but has also allowed Madison Central's athletic department a new way to make up for lost ticket revenues caused by declining attendance. The sale of advertisements to Big Blue's many corporate sponsors has not only made up for the cost of the streaming equipment and service, but has also allowed the athletic department to intake significant funding. Madison Central's Academy of Multimedia and Communication is responsible for operating Big Blue's streaming service. The Academy utilizes students to operate 3 live stream cameras at each varsity athletic event, in addition to using student sideline reporters. Not only is the Academy's streaming service helping to grow Madison Central athletics, but it also allows students to develop their skills and gain recognition of their own from nationally recognized college programs in the field. Although the high school sports world has seen diminishing attendance across the board, the Madison Central Athletic Department's innovative live streaming service has allowed the school's athletic programs to grow rather than dwindle. The combination of the athletic department and the Academy of Multimedia and Communication has allowed an increase in sports viewership at Madison Central and an increase in the health of their sports programs overall.
Thanks, Jean. The future of 2018 is more tech-ridden than ever. And while some of these futuristic tools may not be Christmas gift quality, they will surely bring joy to some in 2018. Here's Jake Standard to plug us in.
Since the 20th century, automation has been a deeply ingrained part of our everyday lives. We wear clothes made of manufactured textiles, drive cars assembled by robots, and eat food processed and packaged in production lines. And with the turn of the century, entrepreneurs and industrialists continue to find more ways to get you products cheaper and faster. But after a while, one must think. Produce is cheap, but at what cost? Automation has always threatened blue-collar workers, like those that work at steel foundries and assembly lines. But it's an issue for more than just industrial workers. Driverless car technology could replace over 3 million transport jobs in both freight trucking and ordinary taxi services. And with the advent of aeroponic technology, automatic farms like this one threaten farm workers all across the nation. Automation doesn't just affect laborers. The constant advancement of artificial intelligence could replace white-collar jobs, like pharmacists and physicists too. At this point, all we can ask is, what's next? Well, automation isn't going anywhere. With countries like China replacing their workers with machines, American businesses have to do the same to stay competitive. Some people claim that complete automation could bring humanity to a utopian gold age, a post-scarcity world where no one has to work and everything is free. Others criticize this world to be a cruel and vapid existence. Regardless of your viewpoint, the economy will continue to modernize, and whether we'll live in a utopia or a dystopia, only time will tell. This is Jake Standard from JNN.
Thanks, Jake. Well, that'll be all, Jags. The crew here at JNN wishes you happy holidays.